Hi, it's Paul Turner here, if you don't know me. So I'm going to take you through why I do what I do, heavily inspired by books like this. This one's called Work Optional by Tanya Hester. And this and other books like it, they are part of what's known as the FIRE movement, F-I-R-E, Financial Independence, Retire Early. And all of these books basically have a similar theme. You've got to save as much money as you can. Right. And literally a lot of them talk about, hey, live, if you can, live with your parents, house share, don't even own a house. Some people say, why not just get a caravan, live in a caravan or something like that. Don't never go to Starbucks, always make your own coffee and take it with you in a flask or whatever, because you want to put every single penny that you can into savings. And then they talk about how anybody can be rich and retire early. She retired at 38, I think. Retired early at age 38, right? I get it, and it inspired me, and it's brilliant, right? But it is so slow, and it's in a way that not many people want to live, to the point till they get where their returns outweigh what they're spending so they can retire. And retire doesn't mean sitting down doing nothing, guys, in continence pants. It means not having to go to work. So I prefer the word freedom, really, but I created this podcast and I have a website. If you head over to retireinayearrevolution.com, this video is going to be on there soon. That's the plan if it comes out okay. So I'm going to talk you through I'm just going to read like a few lines of this, and then we're going to look at what I do and what a big group of us do instead, and why hopefully you'll see what we do is better. In my opinion, you might think, you might disagree, but that's fine. This is just information, right? So it talks about if you put $1,000, I want to make sure, if you don't believe I'm reading it out word for word, you can quite happily take a screen grab now and compare. So I'm not making any of this up, right? So if you put $1,000 for a year in a high interest savings account, at the end of the year, it might be worth $1,015. That's 1.5% APR. At the minute, guys, when this book was written, there wasn't the global pandemic or anything like that. I can tell you that my high interest savings account, nothing like that, right? However, we'll go with these numbers. So it might be worth $1,015 at the high end, but thanks to inflation, right, it now takes $1,030, assuming 3% inflation, to buy what $1,000 would have brought you a year ago. I don't know what inflation is at the minute, but you get the point, right? You put 1,000 away for a year, it's worth $1,015 potentially at the high end, but inflation means that actually you need $1,030 for the same spending power. You've actually reduced, you've not gained $15, you've lost $15 because you've got to take 30 off that because of inflation, right? Assuming you made the 15 in the first place. So she's saying don't do that. In other words, if you put right, if you'd instead put that $1,000 in a low cost index fund, now that's linked to the stock market. Again, it's written before the pandemic. Right, if you'd instead put that 1,000 into a low-cost index fund, historically, it would average 9% in gains, 6 to 7% after inflation, assuming you had reinvested the dividends. So you got the money, you got to reinvest it. And while that number will vary year to year, you can count on your spending power growing over the long term with market investments. Absolutely true, absolutely true. So 9%, okay, 6 to 7% after inflation. So I'm going to use 9%, right? I'm going to take the 9%. Let me not forget 9%. Now I'm going to show you how we can do this differently, right? So let me share the screen. I'm sure what I've got open. Right. So there's a company here, right, called My Forex Funds. And what they do, if you can learn a simple skill that I'm going to show you right now, they will fund you. So these are rules. Don't worry about what these mean, right? Okay, don't worry what these mean. This is what you need to know. You need to be able to make 8%, right? You need to be able to use the simple skill that I'm about to show you, right? To be able to prove that you can trade. And then once you've done 8%, you only have to do 5% in phase 2, right? Now, what this means is trading Forex, and it means winning pips. If I come over here to our Discord and I go here to reign in pips, today, my target is 10 pips a day, 17. Nick, 55. Danny, 180 on gold and past FTMO. FTMO is another one of these companies. Okay, FTMO, the reason why we talk about FTMO is they offer a free trial. This one you have to pay for, right? So FTMO do a free trial so you can practice. And what we're doing is we are focusing very much on this in our group, right? We're focusing very much on this in our group. So a lot of people now are coming in to get it down to a fine art where they can pass the FTMO 3 times on the row, and then they'll go and they'll pay. Now, this doesn't cost a lot, as you're going to see in a minute, and they give you the money back. So if you're thinking, oh, it'll cost a lot of money, keep watching, because it doesn't cost a lot of money. Okay, and you can actually you get the money back if you pass. So it makes sense to practice on something that's free, but it's not actually a lot of money. Right, so that's what you do. And if we come down here, where are we? Where's the? Here we go. So you can get a $10,000 account. They'll give you $10,000, 20,000, 50,000, and what each one costs is here. Looks, it's $84 is what it will cost. But notice, like I said, it's refundable registration fee. So you got to stump up $84 to prove, okay, that you can trade. If you want to go for a bigger account straight away, you can go up to 200,000, right? But what I would say is, you know, if you're new to this, we're going to help guide you by the hand. You don't have to be in a rush, because bearing in mind, these people are talking like 9% in a year. 90, isn't it? Times 9%, just making sure, because I'm on video. Yeah, $90. They're talking about making $90 over a year out of $1,000, right? 9%. So if you've got a spare $1,000, right, to do that with, great. If you haven't got a spare $1,000, you definitely need to watch this, right? Right, so let's use $1,000, 9%, and we're just going to stick with, you know, well, actually I went for the 20k, but we'll do some examples. So the simple skill, what we're doing is we are buying or selling currencies. So we need to know, is the price going to go up or is the price going to go down? I use this. Called a harmonic scanner. It looks for these patterns in the market. The D is the price. When the price is at the D, you know the price will always want to go back towards the C, and the price are these bars here. We call them candles. So I would expect price to go down. So that's a sell. Buy is up, sell is down. We have some other handy dandy tools that, again, this isn't to. This video is just to show you, right? Okay, so we have some tools that we can set alerts and things like that, but they've just updated this literally, guys, in the last week, actually. Can you see that arrow there? The D at the top above the C tells me the price will want to come down. So shall I just get in there? No. What about if I'll get in there? Possibly, but it's risky. What about if I get in here where they give me an arrow? I haven't put that on. They draw this on. And then what I do is, look, if I just draw a line through this, all right, what we're looking for, red arrow, red candle, red bar, red line on top of blue, red line on top of blue, red for sell, you see? So, oh, it's all red, get in for a sell. And this here, if you got in on this candle here, depends when you get in. What's this, 30-minute? Let's see if it's on the 5-minute. Yeah, here you go. So if you got in there, you could have got I go for 10 pips, right? So that's 12. If you stayed in, right, then you'd actually be minus 17 at the minute. But guess what, guys? Guess what? That's called a retracement. That's not, you understand that. But I teach going for 10 pips, right? Because I like to get my profit and be done. But I can tell you that there's an 80% chance the price will come down to there. The price will come down to this line here, which is actually take profit 2. So what you'll see with price, this is perfectly normal. It's just understanding price comes down, comes up, okay, and then comes back down, and it should come down to there somewhere, but take profit 2 is a safe target. So this is just understanding how far will that go up. Okay, it will most likely, well, again, that's something we can teach you if you want to get that advanced. If you don't want to get that advanced, wait for this and go for your 10 pips, right? Right, so that's a simple skill. So now what we're going to do is we are going to look at what that actually means in practical terms to you, if you can do this. So just like we have all of these people doing it, okay, minus 25, then plus 32. So I've got 7 pips in total as a positive on that one, but I'd already done 12 pips that day anyway. Nick winning again, 17 on gold. Richard, Nick, you see these guys in here a lot. And thanks to Brian, that's one of our live educators. She got another win. I don't know if that was that. Barbara got trading gold. Web analyzer, it's another tool that we have, and so on and so on and so on. There's David with 65 pips. Well done, David. Okay, Nick, Jeff, Danny. Okay, David again, Dale, so and so on and so on. So our group are helping people do this, right? So watch this. Read all rules. I'll show you the payout. Profit split. So the first month you get 75%. So make a note of that. Second month you get 80%, and the third month you get 85%. Right. So let's go to the whiteboard. Stop share screen, whiteboard. Let me do some drawing for you. Well, not drawing. Let me work some stuff out for you to show you how this works. So if you learn the simple skill and you can determine whether the price is going to go up or down, and you grow your account by 9%. So doing it, okay, doing it like this, if you put 1,000, too close to the top, guys, hang on. There you go. If you put 1,000 into your own account times 9%, okay, equals, done that wrong, 9%, $90, right? Not too shabby, right? Or you pay 84, was it? Refundable. Okay, 84 refundable. Okay, pass with 8%, you only have to make 8%, right? Get funded. Get a 10K account. 10K times 9%. It's $900. That's right, isn't it? 10, 1, 2, 3 times 9%. Obviously it is. So that's $900. You get to keep 75% first month. Where are we going with this? So yeah, you get to keep 75%, 900 times 75%, that's 675. So you would keep $675. Okay, that's the first month. 2 is 80%. The second month, if you just did the same again, okay, 10,000 times 9%. So I've got one about 900 times 80%. That's 720. And then the third month, if you did the same again and you just took at 9%, it's 85%. Okay, so 900 times 85%, 765. But why do it once per month? Can do this weekly. Well, that's terrible writing, I know. So you can do it weekly, guys. Okay, depends what you do. I go for about 2 to 3% of trade usually on most things. Sometimes with these challenges, I'll do 1%, and I'll show you that some that I've passed in a minute to prove it to you. Or of course, bank $90 per year. It's up to you which one you want to do. I know which one I'd rather do. So these people that are talking about fire, I absolutely love what they do. But to me, it just doesn't make sense that they're not all doing this. But it starts with learning the skill. You've got to learn the skill to start with, right? That's the bit that's just like anything else. It's that I liken it to learning to play a musical instrument, like learning to play guitar. right? Looks simple when you see other people doing it, and actually it is simple, but you've got to get that experience, you've got to practice, and that's why it's good to be part of a group. So I said I'd show you some of my passes. I've put them all into a little, took screen grabs of them to put them all in here rather than have to log into different accounts and keep showing you stuff. So what near the top, right? So this one is for a company called Funding Talent, and their paid account is an elite account. So that was a real trade funded account pass. This is a trial where I'm demonstrating to people in the group we can do it. So that's a trial. Okay, pass, 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 pass. This is a trial, pass, 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 pass. This one, technically, I haven't passed yet. Well, at the time of taking this, because as you can see, you meant to trade 5 days and I only did 4 at the time. So I passed it in 4, not 5. And then I did it again here. And this is an actual one again. So this is a proper funded account, and this one's a proper funded account. So you can see why, you know, it's worth doing this. I talked here about, I worked it out on 10%. Remember, you can go 20K, you can go 50K, you could do 100,000. So let's just look at those numbers again, very, 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 very briefly. Sorry, I have to keep doing this. So if this was, if we did these numbers on a $50,000 account, okay, and we're still talking 9%, so 50,000 times 9%, that's 4,500, right? So on a, whoops, so on a 50K, 9% equals 4,500. Okay, so 75% of that, 4,500 times 75% equals 3,375. 80%, 4,500 times 80% is 3,600, and 85% of 4,500 times 85% is 3,825. So you can see why the prop firms do it. They're making a fairly decent profit. Okay. And what I want to point out, guys, is how you get that 9%. It's the same skill. The only thing that varies is the size of the account that you trade with. You know, if you got, you know, $100 in the bank and they give you 3% interest, it's $3. If you got, you know, $1,000 in the bank, it's 30. If you got $100,000 in the bank, it's $3,000. That is what we're talking about here. The actual interest rate is the same in the bank. The actual skill it takes to make the 9% with trading is the same. So if you'd like to learn more about the skill and what it involves, you know, there'll be a link around here. You can message me. You can message whoever shared this video with you. They're probably one of my trading group, all on the mission to get this financial freedom. But without having to wait years and years. I don't think she says how many years, but you can work it out. Growth based on average returns each year, starting with $1,000. I'm not even asking you to start with $1,000. Okay. You know, as you can see, like, over 5 years, you could turn 1,000 into 1,500. We've got the shortcut, guys. You know, whether you want to take 1,000 and trade it, or whether you want to, you know, not take the 1,000 and trade it. I wouldn't recommend that these days. It's never been easier to get access to other people's money, and that's why I pass the prop firms, because it really helps you increase your money a lot quicker. Right now, yeah, there are rules with. Sorry, there are risks with trading, because we do not win every trade, and that is a fact. However, if you follow the risk management rules, that shouldn't be an issue to you, right? And this is why it's great to trade as part of a group. The software that I use and that I teach with, yeah, there's a cost to that, okay? But we can explain more of that in another video if you're interested, but it's nowhere near 1,000, honestly. It's like a couple of hundred to start, right? So it's not a lot of money at all. And you can see the returns. It's like $6 a day. When you actually look at what I've just shown you compared with that, that's why it's so affordable. So I hope you found this video informative. I hope that you asked for more information. If not, that's cool. We're part as friends. But this is the best thing I ever did. It's the best thing I ever did. I would love to be able to educate more of these FIRE people. Financial independence, retire early. I would love to educate more people. That's why I started the podcast, right? So I would love to do that. Hopefully you'll come and join us, and we'll speak soon.